everyone, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Megan and I create videos all about mindset, personal development, and really just finally going after your dream life. So right now I'm in a bit of a reset mode, in a little bit of a get my life back in order mode after a really fun but kind of chaotic July. I think we can all relate to that feeling, especially in the summer. There's just always so many things going on and we've been cooped up for like 2 years now. So trying to make the most of it and stay on track with your goals and your routines and your habits is not always the easiest. So I thought I would take you along with me for a couple days and just share with you how I personally like to get back on track after I've fallen off my sleeping patterns. I hit a road of toxic perfectionism yet again. I'll leave that video up here for you if you want to check that out. But these are things that I really find that help me kind of get back into the flow, but doing it in a way where it's positive, I'm not punishing myself, and it's really with a sense of self-compassion and just really wanting to feel my absolute best. Already, but I've been trying this new tracker this month. I just picked it up off Etsy, so I'll leave it down below, but super simple. I probably could have made it, but I just wanted to like print something off and start. So tracking sleep, meditation, greens, and just keeping it all together. So I've really been liking this. One of the first ways that I love to kind of get back on track and start the week on a good note is to get up super early. And not only because you obviously have a little bit of extra time for yourself to kind of ease into the day, but also what I noticed is a pattern of almost self-sabotage. When I'm not having my early mornings, I would say like anything after 6:30, if I'm getting up even 7-8 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up kind of already stressed and already feeling like I'm behind. And then that's where that decision fatigue kicks in and that overwhelm, because I'm like, okay, well, do I still do my morning routine because that makes me feel good, but I'm a couple hours behind. It just already starts to get like super anxious. This one, I don't know about you guys, we've talked about this before, but if my environment is chaos, I have a very difficult time focusing and being productive. Yesterday I did ensure that my space was nice and tidy before I went to bed last night. So I think honestly that would almost be like step number one, is like prepare the night before when you're setting out on kind of a reset, if you like to call it that. And then the second kind of bonus part of this tip is I've been using the Pomodoro technique, which is basically just setting timers and having like a specific amount of time dedicated to one task and then taking a break for a certain dedicated amount of time. So in that time, I've been trying really hard not to go on social media or anything, but to get things done around my house. So I just put away my laundry, I just tidied up a little bit. So you can do these like little things throughout your day, especially if you work at home. Probably will not be surprised to hear, and that is to get ready. And I will say it time and time again, when I get ready, I just show up better to the day. I'm more likely to have conversations with people. I look people in the eyes. Like there's just, I don't know, there's just something different about my presence. And I'm not somebody who gets like fully ready every day, to be honest. And I kind of value being able to not do that sometimes, especially being able to work from home and to kind of manage my time that way. But at least getting like minimally ready is something that just automatically brings me back to a better spot. And something that I actually want to work on is getting a little bit nicer of just like chill clothes. And I don't know why I just always wear like the slobbiest of the slob clothes when I'm at home. I feel like I need to like save my nice things for some reason, but just like that base level of feeling put together, having a comfy outfit on. So if you needed to run to the store or somebody was gonna like pop by, it's not that major like overhauled to be able to go anywhere or do anything, which honestly for me is kind of it a lot of the time. I always kind of have made this joke that I'm either in like full glam or I'm like in ripped up sweatpants, which legitimately, oh my god, legitimately I am wearing ripped sweatpants. Like that's just not necessary. So I think I've made my point. On this earlier, and for me, my environment has such an impact on the way that I feel, on my energy levels, how much focus I have, all of those kind of things. So aside from making sure that my space at home is clean, one thing I really like to do to get myself back on track and really just to have that solid sense of accomplishment and focus is to go to a coffee shop. And I know this is totally different depending on your personality, so I think just deciding what works best for you. But for me, when I go to a coffee shop, there's just something about the smell, the sounds, the energy, just being around other people gives me energy, even if I don't really speak to them. And so I always find that I get a whole bunch of work done and come out of those sessions feeling very energized. And so that's actually something that I'm wanting to incorporate a little bit more into my work week. But definitely if I'm feeling down, if I'm just having one of those low energy days, that's really one of the #1 ways that I utilize to kind of pull myself out of that and end up having a really productive day. You guys, but anytime that I am getting my life back in order, it also usually means getting my nutrition back in order, or at least reeling it in a little bit. And my philosophy on getting back on track when it comes to health and nutrition is actually very much the same in just getting back on track in general, which is to do it in increments. I think it can be very overwhelming to try and just suddenly be perfect. I'm really bad for being one of those people who like wants to start on a Monday, and so I'm not going to be one of the people to tell you not to start on a Monday or not to kind of have that fresh start. I'm all about that, and I think we can make fresh starts for ourselves whenever we want. But to kind of change your entire life all in one day can be really overwhelming. In my opinion, that's when I get really run down and it doesn't actually serve me in the end. I don't end up feeling better, and then it's not maintainable in the long term. So if you were to look at my week of getting back on track, kind of that first day is really just going to be making sure that I'm waking up nice and early and that my space is clean. Then I'll kind of start adding in those next levels of habits. So maybe drinking my 2 liters of water a day, or trying not to have more than 2 coffees in that day. You may remember in some of my other videos, I do not like to cook. So getting my nutrition back in order is something that I really don't want to have to put a whole lot of time and energy into. So this time around, I actually ordered HelloFresh, and the next day is going to be adding in another habit. I'll add in a workout. So I went to just a really nice relaxed yoga class. But in general, I just think that we need to be easy on ourselves and just allow yourself the space to slowly add back in habits rather than forcing them on yourself all at once. So that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I personally like to get myself back on track after a bit of a setback or kind of falling off of my goals. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you relate to this feeling? Are you going through the same thing? How do you handle it when you've fallen off track? Let's work together to have a super awesome rest of August. Let's enjoy this last little bit of summer, and then really we're headed into fall, and fall is kind of go time. So if you did like this video, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, check me out there, and other than that, I will see you all next week.